In fact, Deontay Wilder did knock out Tyson Fury in the 4th round. That's right, you heard me right. Besides knocking down Tyson Fury twice in the 4th round, Deontay Wilder knocked him out in the process as well, where Tyson Fury failed to beat the 10-second count yet again. But all thanks to the last-minute referee replacement, Russell Mora, he ended up giving Tyson Fury a 15-second count instead of 10. To make matters worse, at the 15-second count, some way somehow the referee was still counting at 8. Keep in mind there's people at the ringside assisting the referee to keep up with the proper count. However, instead of counting Tyson Fury out, the referee stopped counting to tell Deontay Wilder to go to the corner, as he turned around and gave Tyson Fury 5 extra seconds to get up and gather himself. As you all see above, Tyson Fury was on the canvas at the 17-second mark, then 11 seconds later at the 6-second mark. Tyson Fury haven't got up yet, so he was supposed to be counted out, and that was supposed to be a knockout for Deontay Wilder. But would you believe the referee was still counting at 5? This is a throwback to the first fight when the referee gave Tyson Fury an extra count too. I mean, leading up to this fight, I told you all that Deontay Wilder was going up against all odds. He wasn't just fighting Tyson Fury, he was also fighting the system, the commission, the referee, etc, etc, etc.
What's good, family? Smash the like button, subscribe and lick off the bell. So we just heard there from the #1 Deontay Wilder fangirl Don. Now his name is CUCKhi TV, aka CUCKhi, yeah? CUCKhi TV. That's his name, no doubt. So CUCKhi, my dog CUCKhi, yeah? CUCKhi, sorry. It's CUCKhi, CUCKhi TV, yeah? My Donny CUCKhi, #1 Deontay Wilder rider. You heard him there. Oh man, well, Deontay Wilder, he scored a knockout. He knocked Tyson Fury out in the 4th round. He knocked him out because the referee gave a long count. Deontay Wilder was actually victorious. I'm celebrating right now because the system got Deontay Wilder down. This is institutional. Yeah, the institutional system got Deontay Wilder down. But he still scored a knockout because the referee counted him out. It's goofy looking ass. Listen, I've already leaked the video exclusively, yeah, of the count. I don't care what no one says. Obviously, there's a whole bunch of biased Fury fans who want to sit there and argue it. Argue points that aren't arguable. The fact of the matter is, the count was goofy, I believe. If the referee is counting someone out, they should carry on counting. That said, Fury was not in dire straits, people. This wasn't a case of, oh, Fury was out and then the referee kind of was counting for the sake of it. No, Fury would have got up anyway. Bottom line. Fury was sitting there waiting to get up. Do you understand? He was waiting for the count. So whether, yes, I do believe the count should have been quicker. Bottom line. But end of the day, it wasn't close. Fair enough. If Fury was flat on his back at the count of 8 with his eyes rolled in his head, and then the referee paused for 5 seconds, I'd get that. And I'd be saying, you know what, it's fishy. But the fact that even when Fury first got put down, his eyes were always open. Yeah? He was always conscious. So what are you getting at here? I'm baffled. What are you getting at? Oh man, he scored a knockout. What do you mean he scored a knockout? A knockout, yeah, is when someone loses consciousness. That's what you've knocked out of them. A knockout is when you knock the consciousness out of someone's head. Yeah? At point A, they're conscious. At point B, they are unconscious. Guess what? CUCKhi. Yeah? CUCKhi TV. Your man's Wilder never had Tyson Fury unconscious. Conversely, in the 11th round, guess what? Your man's Deontay Wilder was unconscious. Yeah? And that's the thing. Makes me laugh. CUCKhi wants to talk about Wilder getting counted out. The only Don who actually got counted out was your man's Wilder. Because he had the consciousness knocked out of his head. And it didn't matter. Listen, that referee could have stood there for 30 seconds and your man's Wilder wouldn't have made it up. Because guess what? Before he even hit the ground, your man's Wilder was seeing birds. Was seeing, yeah, yeah? Before your man's hit the ground, he was already out. That's what you call a knockout. A knockout isn't, oh, I hit him and he's sitting on the floor looking at the referee, waiting to stand up. That's not knockout. And you know that. Or you do if you've got any brains. But again, your name's CUCKhi for a reason. CUCKhi, yeah? CUCKhi TV. That's your name. So you'd have to appreciate that a man called CUCKhi TV, what can we really say? Yeah, it's no surprise. If you've got a name like that, you're probably going to be a super Fruity Loop. As he is a super Fruity Loop. Oh man, Deontay Wilder was robbed. He scored a knockout. When was this then? Please let us all know the timestamp where Tyson Fury was knocked out. Let me know the timestamp. Because at not one point during that count was Tyson Fury unconscious. He wasn't even ropey looking. For example, I've seen Mike Tyson versus Buster Douglas when he gets his mouthpiece knocked out of his mouth and he's on the floor scrambling for it. That would be an example of, yeah, he shot kind of thing. Mike's scrambling, trying to find his mouthpiece, shot to bits. Yeah? That, if Fury was on the floor, yeah, and he was looking like that, dishevelled, that would be an argument. But literally, as far as being conscious goes, Fury is as good as it gets, having been knocked down, if that makes sense. There's very few examples in heavyweight boxing of people being knocked down and being more conscious and being more calm, if that makes sense. Bear in mind, people, look, I mean, if you want any evidence, the Wilder knockdown, when Wilder knocked down Fury in the first fight, in the last round, that was an example. People said, oh, Fury got knocked out. Now that, you can kind of, you know what I'm saying? That you could arguably debate that one to an extent. Because at least he actually did lose consciousness in there, if that makes, you know what I mean? This one, though, he was conscious the whole way through, you big goofy CUCKhi. Yeah? No doubt. So, you going through it right now. End of the day, CUCKhi, you going through it. That's the problem. And it's a shame because, apart from CUCKhi's really, I'm trying to think. Yeah, CUCKhi, so far, CUCKhi TV is the only one I've heard so far. The only Wildette fan. The only Deontay Wildette who has lost the plot. Most of them have come to terms that their man's got tucked in, and it's simple as that. But CUCKhi, is the only Don who don't quite get it. He's still trying to fight it. I know what he's doing as well. He's trying to drum up support. He's trying to drum up a narrative. Yeah? Don't forget, people, when Wilder lost the second time, or when Wilder lost in the second fight, for a few, I think it took about a day or two, and that's when the first thing came out, which was the suit. That didn't stick. But it was Dons like CUCKhi, and Young, yeah? And Young Pedo, yeah? You had CUCKhi TV and Young Pedo. Both of them two mans, they was putting out videos about all the excuses they had after the second fight. So what CUCKhi's doing here is standard stuff. Standard narrative setting. It's not about what you say. It's about how quickly you say it. That's how narratives work. Be first, yeah? Get out in front of it first. The first one to say, you know what I mean? The first one to get out in front of things, it's usually one of the ones that sticks. If you wait a week, it's too late then. You got to get on it. You got to get on it quickly, and that's what CUCKhi's doing. He thought, oh crap, my man's just been smoked. Let me quickly chat a whole bunch of rubbish and hope something sticks. And this is what you're seeing right now. He desperate right now. He going through it. He clutching at straws. Yeah? No doubt. And I feel bad for CUCKhi because I was a strong AJ fan. I know how it feels. But to be honest with you, Wilder fans, you've got At least your man had heart, yeah? At least your man left it all out there and lost. There's no shame in that. Well, don't get me wrong. People could argue, oh, is there shame that you got knocked out by pillar fists? But listen, truth is, everyone is going to end up getting knocked out by pillar fists these days because everyone's soft, bottom line. That's what, as simple as that. Yeah? So, it's no shame. Wildettes. It's no shame that your man's got knocked out by pillar fists because the way it's going, everyone can get knocked out by pillar fists because everyone today is 2021 super duper soft. AJ, soft. Dillian, no chin. Yeah? Wilder got turned out. So, one of them ones. Yeah? BBC is down bad right now. BBC 0. Yeah? White Danny 1. In fact, it's 2, isn't it? BBC 0, White Dan's 2. We down bad. Yeah? What right now, us man need... Now, you know what, it's YouTube. I'll best not say it because it's YouTube, innit? One of them ones. But listen, I'm just telling you. BBC right now down bad. 100%. And CUCKhi knows it. That's the problem, you see. CUCKhi knows it. 100%. CUCKhi knows it. You clutching. You begging on this one. Oh, man, well, you know, he knocked him. He won and he was robbed. And come on, man, get serious. Get serious now. We've all seen knockouts before. This was the furthest thing away from a knockout. And the fact you're sitting there saying it. Well, Deontay Wilder, he scored a knockout. He was robbed by the judges. He was robbed by the system. The system's against Deontay Wilder. Listen, you got a short memory. Wilder, before the fight, was saying, Fury's never going to fight me. Fury had to go to court to fight me, and he don't want to fight me because he knows I'm going to KILL him. All this kind of stuff. Yeah? And I can't lie to you, I thought, wow, Wilder really is rock hard for Fury. But guess what? He had his opportunity. Yeah? And it didn't play out for him. Because guess what? If there hadn't have been a referee, don't forget this, people. If this had been a battle to the death, Wilder would have been the one who didn't make it out of the ring. That's a fact. How do we know this well? Wilder was knocked down first. Wilder was knocked down last. And that's all that matters. Because to be honest, if there was no referee, if this was a battle to the... If this was Rome, yeah, 50 BC. Rome, 50 BC. Wilder's head would be on a pike somewhere. Simple as that. It would be. Because Fury would have stunned him, and that would have been it. Next thing you know, Fury would have been riding his carcass home. So just be grateful, Wilder, that you're born. In fact, and all the Wildettes. Wilder and all the Wildettes. Just be grateful that we're not 50 BC in Rome right now. Because your mans will be decorating some next castle thing. Yeah? Your man's head, your man's Barnet will be decorating some next moat. Some next moat castle thing. 100%. So, like I keep saying, your man's head is thankfully still on his shoulders. Yeah? His Barnet is still attached to his neck. And that's what you man should take from this. What you shouldn't try and do is flip it into a dub. Oh man, he won and he didn't win. He got smoked. Yeah? He got rolled like an old nag, truth be known. That's a fact as well. He proper, I can't lie to you, Fury proper rode the legs out of Wilder. That's a fact as well. Rode him. But I'll give credit to Wilder because as far as old nags go, yeah, there surely was some life left in that nag before Fury got on him. Yeah? Because Fury, yeah, Wilder, there was no, he kept going. But nonetheless, Fury kept riding, if that makes sense. Every time Wilder gave a bit more, Fury rode a bit more. And that's simple as that. Fury didn't stop riding. And then obviously, eventually, the old nag gave out. Which is normally how it goes. Yeah? That's how it went. Every time Wilder dug a little deeper, Fury rode a little harder. Yeah, and then ultimately, the old nag gave out. Yeah? It's a sad story. We all watch them war horse stories. It's sad, but it's what it is. Old nag gave out. Simple as that. Call me a liar. Did or did not Wilder's old nag looking ass body give out? Gave out. No cardio have an ass. Yeah? He got rode. Fury rode him in. And rode him out. Simple as that. And Wilder had nothing left to give. Because Fury had rolled... Anything Wilder had to give you, Fury rolled out of him. All that energy. Don't forget. Like I said earlier. All the energy about... Oh, man, I'm gonna kill him. All that energy. Trust me. There was none of that energy was left. Fury rolled all of that out of him. And he was grateful to be on the floor at the end. He didn't want to be nowhere else. And that's why I showed you, man, the picture of Wilder tucked up with his teddy bear. Because that's what he at that point in time, yeah, that is just where Wilder wanted to be, tucked up in bed. He didn't want no more riding. Because Fury could have gone for another 10 rounds, truth be known. I guarantee it. I guarantee Fury had 10 more rounds in him. There's no telling the amount of rounds Fury could have carried on riding Wilder for, but that's what it is. Yeah? So, there's no knockout this, knockout that. Because ultimately, your man's got tucked in. He got rode. The old nag gave out. And he got tucked in. Yeah? He got rode. The old nag's legs gave out. And then Fury tucked the old nag in for its last journey to the other side. Simple as that. No doubt.